Yo YouTube, in this video we're going to be looking at the history of JHZER. And also, if you're new and you enjoy this type of content, feel free to subscribe, it's free. And also, a large portion of my audience is actually female. I just wanted to point that out and prove that I'm a Chad. Yeah, enjoy the video. August 18th, 1995, in Finland, JHZER was born. A young chap, handsome young man. Now JHZER growing up, really, his only priorities in life was just football. He would grow up playing in leagues, and he was actually pretty good at football. If I honestly had to rate him in Rocket League ranks, Grand Champ being Messi and Bronze being me, I would honestly rate him like a Diamond 2. That's actually just like swish money. That's really good. Now, somewhere around 2010, one of JHZER's friends introduced to him a game, and that game was called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars. I'm going to be calling it SARP for the rest of this video because I don't have patience to call it Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars every single time I want to mention it. So, with that being said, JHZER was introduced to SARP in around July 2010. Now, if you don't know what SARP is, it's the OG Rocket League created by Psyonix in 2008 for the PlayStation 3. But the problem was, JHZER didn't have a PlayStation 3. He actually really enjoyed the concept of the game and actually just enjoyed playing it split screen with his friends. But the only time he had a chance to play was when he went over to his friend's house. During the summer of 2010, he was just over at his friend's house all the time, just playing SARP. Now, sometime during the summer, during playing, JHZER actually suggested, why don't we try and go for trick shots? And that's when they started spinning and just trying different mechanics and just trying to score in different ways and unique ways. And this, in my opinion, is the beginning of JHZER. Christmas 2010. JHZER got a PlayStation 3. So it was at this point where JHZER was actually able to play at his own house, on his own system. He didn't even have to do split screen. This was huge. This was big time. This is where JHZER's skill just exploded. He became extremely good at freestyling, but back then it was just trick shotting. And this is where he actually decided to make a YouTube channel. Now, JHZER actually had a YouTube channel. He had one video, and that video was football free kicks with my weaker foot. This is a legendary video, if I do say so myself. This video was uploaded October 16th, 2010. This was before Christmas. But his next video, playing SARP, was uploaded January 12th, 2011. During this time, he was just uploading clips that he thought were cool. So really, a triple demolition, JHZER's trick, stupid teammate, you know, just these are all classics. Just whatever video he wanted to upload, even Guitar Hero, because why not? And even Black Ops. He was a true gamer. During this time, JHZER would actually make montages with the clips that he was recording, and some of these montages would get a little bit of views. You know, SARP at the time wasn't a huge game, so it wasn't insanely popular at the time, but there was a small community, and JHZER was part of that. He's uploading, you know, my top 3 goals of the week. He had a 200 subscriber montage. Just throughout the years, he was just making montages really whenever he felt like it. (2015) JHZER was sent into service. If you didn't know, in Finland, service is mandatory. Serving in the military is something you just have to do. During that time, when he was serving, Rocket League Alpha was released and he couldn't play it. He actually couldn't even play until a month and a half after the full game was released. But when JHZER was finally able to actually play Rocket League, he just dominated. Week after week, JHZER is just uploading montages and just crazy goals. And anyone who happened to stumble upon his videos was just blown away at the skill, and the way he actually just played the game was just so mesmerizing. He hit 3K subs in no time. His audience was starting to grow, and his gameplay alone was just enough to create an audience. Now, of course, people asked, how do you do it? How do you control your car so well? How do you control the ball so well? People just wanted to learn. And this is where people asked him to make tutorials, and he did. And they did very, very well. These tutorials actually got his YouTube channel on Reddit Channel of the Month, which only gained more traction to his channel. JHZER during this time was trying to find new ways to make content because you can only make so many montages at a time, and you can only make so many tutorials at a time as well. So he was trying to find ways to push out more content, which he introduced Freestyle Friday, one of the most popular series on his channel. He would also make other videos like Try Hard Tuesday, make videos with new cars, etc. Just trying to diverse his content. Because, you know, JHZER wasn't only a freestyler, he could actually play the game competitively too. JHZER was just blowing up, man. He was just getting so many new subscribers because everyone just was in awe at his freestyle skill. And people just didn't understand that he came from SARP. He's actually been playing technically Rocket League for years. But people didn't know that, and people just didn't understand how it was possible to be so skilled so early on. Rocket League crates were released, and he would make videos on the new cars that were inside of the crates. He would also make some crate openings, and he got to 100,000 subscribers. JHZER was now starting to form his style. Okay, his style of content that was doing well in the algorithm at the time. If you look back at his thumbnails, they all had a similar pattern, okay? They were poppy, simple, and just clean. You knew what you were getting yourself into. He would continue this style of editing for his videos and thumbnails for quite a while because it did well. People were clicking at a high click-through rate, which if you don't know what that means, out of all the videos that were recommended to different people, how many of those people actually clicked on his video? So the higher your click-through rate, the more your video is going to be recommended because it's signaling to the algorithm that your video is interesting and people want to watch it. He would continue this style for hundreds of thousands of subs, all the way until like 300,000 plus subscribers. But then JHZER, he got burnt out. It was actually at this moment where he actually uploaded an Overwatch, and he said that he was actually playing Overwatch a lot more than Rocket League, and he was actually kind of burnt out of Rocket League. Now you got to keep in mind, this dude, he was playing for years. He probably had like 7 years under his belt if you're counting for SARP as well. And I mean, let's be real, 7 years of Rocket League, it has to be bad for your mental health. But the worst thing that can happen to a YouTuber is they get burnt out. Their thumbnails become worse. They care less about the content. The energy isn't 100% there like it used to be. And his views were actually worse because he cared less about the thumbnails and so on. So it was during this time where JHZER was going through a phase. He didn't play Rocket League as much, so there was less videos, and he was still holding the model that he was using back then, which was diversifying his content and trying to push out as much content as possible. But now that was hurting him because he didn't want to make as much content. Like, he could only freestyle in one video, he can only try hard in another, he can only do one thing per video because that was working, but it was starting to decline. That style of content was starting to go away. He didn't really realize that for honestly like a whole nother year. He was going through different thumbnail changes. He was trying to find new styles. He couldn't really seem to figure it out until it hit him. Rocket League Moments. Rocket League Moments is perfect for the YouTube algorithm and the current state of YouTube. And here's why. So with Rocket League Moments, it's actually combining every style of his old videos into one. So there's freestyling, there's competitive, there's random cars, funny moments. It's just a compilation of it all so he can play less and upload more. So not only is this helping him with his burnout, it's making Rocket League not seem like a chore anymore. And on top of that, the title Moments is giving nostalgia to old viewers of JHZER who kind of fell off from watching him. Anyone who watches JHZER knows his intro, Moi guys, and his outro, Moi Moi. If you didn't know, Moi means hi and Moi Moi means bye. So Moments is very creative, poppy, simple, and it gives nostalgia to old viewers. And on top of that, his thumbnails are very simple, aesthetic, poppy, and almost homemade, which if you didn't know, that's very popular right now on YouTube. Making your thumbnail almost feel like it's a screenshot from the video you're about to watch. So it was at this point that the YouTube algorithm was starting to favor JHZER because people were starting to click on his videos again, and they were starting to watch again because the content was different, but it was nice. It was nice. He would even sometimes throw in a Freestyle Friday, but the views just were not the same. The clicks were not the same. That old style of content is gone. And he accepted that, and he moved to pretty much just Moments only because it works. It works well. The thumbnails, no one else has thumbnails like him, and JHZER is pushing himself into the algorithm once again. Now, not only is JHZER pushing himself into the algorithm. He's now moving himself over to Twitch, which is extremely smart. Why? Because he can stream and take clips from his stream and put it in these moments. So he's kind of doing two birds with one stone. Not only is his Twitch pretty much just like him recording, he's also generating another stream of income while streaming. So all in all, JHZER, he's just being smarter with his YouTube videos. He's understanding the principles of the algorithm and forming his creativity off of these principles. And that just brings us to present day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the history of JHZER, and hopefully you enjoyed the rest of the history that's bound to come. Thank you.